If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. One of the final pieces that we were missing in the rollout of Lil Durk's new album 7220 was the track list for this whole thing, and this one just dropped. So today I wanted to go over the track list with y'all, see what tracks are on there, what we can learn about the album in terms of length from how many tracks are on there, about the individual tracks from the titles, and also about the features. So let's jump straight into this. So this track list was posted to his social media only a couple of hours ago, and this is it. Now on Instagram, he also gave this a caption. He said 7220, my granny address I grew up in, that house that made me the realest, and then also the release date of March 11th, which is obviously on Friday, tomorrow. So we also, we've seen some iteration of this, his granny's address, the house it all started in, but this, honestly, that one line could be from the album. So if that does pop up when the final album comes out, I was here, I called it. But let's actually look at the track list. As we can see, 17 tracks in total. I want to go into the background of this whole thing a little bit because we can see it looks like childhood pictures from Durk's childhood, like Polaroid pictures, that type of stuff. So again, kind of that throwback to him growing up in Chicago, him growing up in his grandmother's house. And that was, what I guessed already was going to be the theme for this whole record. So that does play into that as well. But let's actually look at the track list. 17 tracks in total. And we've heard 3 of the tracks on here so far. So let's go through these. Let's go through the individual tracks, see which ones we already knew, what features are on here, and what we can learn about the album. So 17 tracks is quite a bit, but this is kind of normal for a Durkio album. So it's not too bad. But in terms of other artists, I would say anything from like above 15 tracks is already quite a lot. But then nowadays in this day and age, people are trying to run that strategy. So let's look at the tracks on here. So the first track is called Started From. Now, honestly, just a little thought that popped into my mind, kind of reminds me of the first track on Vaughn's posthumous album, What It Means to Be King, that dropped last week, Where I'm From. Maybe that's kind of a nod to that as well. But that is the first track. Probably be some form of, a throwback and some form of remembrance of this whole theme of his grandmother's address and him starting out in Chicago. The second track is called Head Taps. Now, of course, with these tracks that we haven't heard yet and that are just single tracks, we can't really say a lot about those, but that is going to be on here. I'm not sure if that is a leak or an unreleased track already. Some of y'all know that better than me, so if you do have more info on this, please let me know in the comments down below, but as of right now, I haven't heard that one yet. The third one is that Aha single that was, the big rollout single that dropped, I think, 2 weeks ago, which I really liked. I thought that was a pretty, high energy and just completely real single. The whole, don't respond to shit with Vaughn. I'm like, fuck it, you tripping, I'll get you gone. I like that. I really like that. So I'm looking forward to hearing that in the context of this whole album as well. The fourth single on here is called Shootout at My Crib. As I said, can't say a lot about that, but looking forward to it as always. The fifth one is called Golden Child. Now, I am excited for this one because on YouTube, he has already started the premiere for the music video for it, which is still dropping today, on Thursday at 12 a.m. Pacific time, I think it was. So be on the lookout for that video and that song because it's dropping before the album actually comes out. So that is a pretty good sign. The sixth track on here is called No Interviews. Now, obviously, can't say a lot about that as well, but I like, kind of where Lil Durk is going with this, kind of focusing on his own career. We can see that from the amount of features also on here. But of course, I'm going to go into that in a second as well. But I like that, completely focused. I'm doing no interviews and stuff like that. That's probably what this track will be about. The seventh track is the first one with a feature. Now, it has a future feature on here, and it's called Petty 2. I can kind of imagine where this is going, rapping about some women and being petty too and stuff like that. That's kind of where I see that future feature as well. The eighth track, my bad, is called Barbarian. Can't say a lot about that. The 9th track is called What Happened to Virgil with Gunna. Makes sense. Gunna is really into fashion and also a friend of the late Virgil. So this does make sense, even though I'm not sure where Durkio is going with that track. We've recently heard a Virgil reference on Kanye's Donda 2 record with that Louis Bag single with Jack Harlow. The 10th track is a double track. It's called Grow Up and Keep It on Speaker. I'm excited to see how Durkio does a double track like that because I haven't seen him do a lot of those in the past. So looking forward to how he, then conceptualizes that. The 11th one is called Smoking and Thinking. I'm looking forward to this one. I hope there's going to be some introspective stuff, kind of like Durk on his more, maturing type of stuff. I'm looking forward to that as well. The 12th track is called Blocklist. Can't say a lot about that. The 13th track is called Difference Is, and this one is featuring Summer Walker. And I do like what Durkio was doing in like his R&B type of style over the past couple of years. Most recently also on that Corday single, Chronicles, that was featuring her, so someone very similar in that style. The 14th track is called Federal Nightmares. Guessing this one will be somewhat of a trap sound again. Then Love Dior Banks. I'm really not sure what that title would mean. I don't know. Does Durkio have a daughter called Dior? Because Banks obviously being his last name. But I don't remember him having a daughter called Dior out of his 6 children. So really not sure. But, somewhat in that direction will probably go. Then 16th track, we also already heard, called Piss Me Off. I did like that one as well. I really did. So looking forward to that on here as well. And the 17th track is actually that Broadway Girl single with Morgan Wallen that I enjoyed, but I thought it was a Morgan Wallen track. Not sure why he's keeping it on here. Maybe because it was received so well that Durkio wants to now, get the streaming numbers in there for that. So this, track list looking pretty solid. I'm looking forward to all the deep cuts on there. As y'all know, that's what I like about Durkio the most. I do want to add something real quick. A tweet that he released after the track list dropped, about 4 hours after, where he said all the features came in late. The bros locked in. So I'm not sure if this means that the features that are already on there came in late, or if there are still features that are not on the track list he posted before this tweet came out that are now still going to be added. So that is something to keep in mind before the album comes out tonight. But, I dropped a video talking about my expectations for this thing, so go make sure you go check that out. I'm also about to drop one going over all the stuff that we already know about this, not just the track list, in a couple of hours after you're watching this. So make sure you're subscribed to not miss out on that. So this is the track list, Lil Durk, 7220, 17 tracks, all the features, all of that. My thoughts on this, my opinions. Now I want to know what you think about this though. Please let me know what you think about this track list. Do you think it is perfect in length? What do you think about the features? What do you think about the titles on there? Do you think I interpreted them correctly? Or what are your thoughts on this? Who do you still hope to see on here if we do get more features after the fact? That is, what I'm interested in the most. So all of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.